Namaste, Jai Bharat. There is a complaint made in our nation by the leader of opposition, Sri Rahul. He complains that when the president of Russia, Sri Vladimir Putin, visited Bharat, he was not invited for a talk or audience with him. Well, let's see how things happen. How legitimate is his complaint that he has to be invited to talk to a foreign dignitary. Normally, as I understand, a foreign dignitary who is visiting decides who are to meet, and that of course is without consent, who are to meet, who are to talk, and then of course what he talks, that's his prerogative. We have no say in it. So that's a case as it is standing. Now, if you go to the background of Sri Rahul, several occasions he met people coming from dignitaries, many, especially from the Muslim nations. Question mark remains in your mind. That's for you to our soul answer. He met several people as the leader of opposition and also as not the leader of opposition. Someone else has even visited his residence and held some discussions. That is a case. So that case is settled. You cannot accuse the government by saying that you did not let us. The case should be they did not want to meet you. That must have been the case. If they wanted to meet, we would have never said that you can't meet him or don't meet him, because it wouldn't make any difference to the ruling government. It doesn't make any difference to my Prime Minister Modi ji whether you meet him or not. So that's just the thought, and that's how it is settled. The question, the complaint is null and void. But as a citizen of this nation and as a nationalist, I suppose I believe that I'm a nationalist, and I haven't seen any experience that contradicts my faith that I'm a nationalist. Father was a nationalist, so it is as a citizen of this nation, would you really like this person, Sri Rahul, to meet someone else, and would you really like to send him as a representative to somebody else, especially in a country which outside? Do you really think? I'm just asking as a citizen. Within us, in our society, let him speak whatever he feels like to the citizen of Bharat for getting their support, for getting their votes, or for wanting to be the Prime Minister. Anybody can wish to be a Prime Minister. Whether he has infrastructure or not is not the question. If people vote, he becomes a Prime Minister. That's it. If people don't vote, he doesn't become. Simple. So, whatever he speaks to the fellow citizens, we are not taking it very seriously. But whatever he speaks outside, look at his track record. With his track record of his discussions, his talks to people living outside, to the abroad nations, would you really ask yourself, want him to go and talk to somebody else on our behalf as an opposition leader or something, or someone who represents our nation in some way, either as a leader of opposition or leader of a political party, or as a simple teacher of this university, this nation? Do you want such a person to speak to anybody as a teacher of this nation, or as a citizen itself? Would you like him to go and speak to people? Well, ask yourselves, you get the answer. Whatever is the answer, you judge yourselves. I am not making a judgment. Another thing, you introspect again. How many occasions you find him speaking not as a nationalist? I am not saying anti-national, but not as a nationalist. And how is he an exception to this, as this person speaks both inside and outside? Inside he can be critical, but the talks should not be not as a nationalist. I'm not telling again anti-national, but there's a difference between someone being anti-national and not as a nationalist. So would you really like such a person to represent you, your family, your society? Then comes nation. First is Kutumba, first is family, then the society, then nation. Though nation first is a slogan, obviously we all agree to that. Do you ask yourself, want this man to go and talk on your behalf to anybody else? The answer is obvious to you, and as well as obvious to people, those who think, and then you judge whether he should be made to speak to people or not, and that's it. Now you must think, understand, judge, evaluate, and form opinion. That's up to you. We are equals as fellow citizens. We have equal rights and opportunities to think, and also must express your thoughts as and when you feel like, in a most legitimate manner, as a Hindu, in a dharmic manner. We should meet again. Namaste. Jai Bharat, Jai Siya Ram.